addition to the Super Bowl and the NFL honors, the NFL Hall of Fame class of 2021 was also announced. And the 8 players that will be going into this year's Hall of Fame are Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, Charles Woodson, John Lynch, Alvin Facina, Drew Pearson, and Bill Nunn. Oh, and Tom Flores, excuse me. So I think that name needed them right today. Yeah, yeah, that's all 8. Um, so Mario, I'll start with you first on this Hall of Fame class of 2021.
I'll start with Drew Pearson, okay? And I got a reason why. Drew Pearson, okay, Roger Staubach and Drew Pearson connected for the first Hail Mary against my very team. So I've been haunted by Drew Pearson for a long time now. Okay. But you know what? Drew Pearson was a great wide receiver. He was the first great 88 of the Dallas Cowboys. And obviously there's been great 88 since then. You can go to Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, and now CeeDee Lamb's rocking that number. So number 88 is basically football loyalty in Dallas. So when it comes to football. So congratulations to Drew Pearson. It's been a long time coming. He's waited a very, very long time. And Drew Pearson absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised they didn't retire the number 88 for him. And obviously, as Michael Irvin, I'm surprised that number hasn't been retired. But they're going to keep number 88, and whoever's rocking it for Dallas, I expect them to do a great job, which is CeeDee Lamb. Going to Tom Flores. Tom Flores is a great head coach for the Raiders. He won a Super Bowl. I think he was like the first Latino coach. I want to say he was the first Latino descent head coach to win a Super Bowl. I want to say that's true for Tom Flores, but he is honestly he was a great head coach for the Oakland, Los Angeles Raiders. At the time, I think it was Oakland. They were the Oakland Raiders, and he did a great job for them under Al Davis. And Al Davis was great at hiring head coaches, but Tom Flores was a very good head coach as well. And it's been a long time coming for him too. He's done it all. He's done it all, and the question of him being in the Hall of Fame has been in discussion by a lot of like deep NFL fans. But for people who grew up back then as a Raiders fan, they know how important Tom Flores was to that organization. So congratulations to him. As for Alan Fonsey, I didn't know too much about him, but I mean, Faneca, Alan Faneca. As for Alan Faneca, I didn't really know too much about him, but he played guard for 13 years, and he was mostly known as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Great. I assume he was a great guard. He has a Super Bowl ring, so I mean, I gotta give him a lot of. Guards, it's really hard to like kind of make a Hall of Fame resume for guards. But if they were truly dominant at their job, then they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. As for Al Faneca, I never really heard too much about him, but to play 13 seasons as a guard is really a big accomplishment. And so with that being said, congratulations to him on being in the Hall of Fame. Now, get into the top the last 5 names on this list, okay? Let me explain something about these 5 names, Nate. These 5 names might be the biggest, might be the most well-known 5 names in this millennial. We'll start with John Lynch, and he's the least known, but John Lynch was a fantastic player. He was a fantastic safety. In case people don't know who John Lynch is right now, I think right now he's only the general manager for some place called the San Francisco 49ers. Right now he is, I believe, the general manager or the president, I think, for the San Francisco 49ers. So John Lynch, I mean, obviously he's doing some great things in San Francisco. He was a safety for the Tampa Bay Bucs team, which was the last team to win the Super Bowl before the Tom Brady's Buccaneers did it. He's general manager at the San Francisco 49ers. So, yeah, congratulations to John Lynch. Again, it's been a long time coming, but he absolutely deserves it. A very smart mind, a very smart football mind, and he was a very dominant safety. He was a very fair safety. He was a hard hitter. He had a great awareness of the field and when and where to be. So when you talk about safeties, I really truly believe he might be a top 10 safety, but he's not looked at it that way because of all the other well-known safeties such as Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Ronnie Lott, Sean Taylor. There's a lot of safeties that have been in this league, but I think John Lynch is definitely a top 10 safety. So with that being said, congratulations to him on finally making the Hall of Fame. Now let's get to the 4, okay? Any one of these 4 you can start with, Nate. Like, let's be real here. I'm gonna start off with Charles Woodson, the only defensive Heisman winner in history. Okay, this is and this is the NFL Hall of Fame. Charles Woodson had an amazing career. He had an amazing career. He was with the Raiders. He won one Super Bowl with the Packers. Unfortunately, for both of those Super Bowls, he was hurt. He was hurt in the Raiders Super Bowl. He got hurt in the Packers Super Bowl, he missed both Super Bowls, which is very unfortunate. But Charles Woodson was a great corner. Great corner. And he was one of those corners that transitioned to safety and did just as good of a job. And that's really hard to do, to switch positions and do as good of a job in one position as you did with the other. So I got to give Charles Woodson credit there. He played safety and corner, and he did an amazing job for both those teams. Whether you know him mostly as a Raider or as a Packer, it doesn't matter. He played as good. He played fantastic with both teams, and he absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, Calvin Johnson. What else we got to say about Calvin Johnson? That's Megatron right there.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson is a great wide receiver. Calvin Johnson is a great Detroit. He's a great Detroit wide receiver. I know a lot about him because, again, Vikings played him 2 times a year. And Calvin Johnson made some ridiculous catches on my team. Calvin Johnson is easily, I think he is easily a top 10 wide receiver of all time. I put him at number 6. Number 6 and number 5, it doesn't matter. He's definitely top 5 or top 6. And he did it in such a short career, too. He reminds me of, like, his career is kind of similar to Barry Sanders in a way, in this one way. And let me explain why. Both of them had very successful seasons. Both of them really never passed their prime, right? Both of them were always in their prime throughout every single season. The difference between, and the similarity that Calvin and Barry had, was they retired too early. Because they could have played a lot more seasons. I believe if they did, I believe their stats would have really transcended. But for them to play that short of amount of time and have that much success, it's honestly something to watch and behold of. And I noticed how great Calvin Johnson was. I noticed how great of a wide receiver he was. I look at him make great catches on my team, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you got to be kidding me. Like, but I also realized that that's Calvin Johnson. There's nothing you're going to do to stop it. So he just had that presence that Calvin Johnson was like this mega wide receiver in the NFL, and he could catch any single ball. He just had that presence, and I couldn't be mad when he caught a ball because it's Calvin Johnson. You know, who am I going to be mad at? So with that being said, congratulations on Calvin Johnson on becoming a first ballot Hall of Famer. Peyton Manning. Where do we start, Nate? It's Peyton Manning. Do I got to say anything else?
Mm-hmm.
I think he definitely deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He's a 5-time NFL MVP, I believe. Yeah, 5-time NFL MVP.
5-time, 14-time Pro Bowler. You know what's crazy? I was watching it. I think it was Saturday. So one of the 2 days over the weekend. I think it was either Friday or Saturday, and they was trying to figure out who the 8th person should be. And Peyton Manning wasn't on the list. So I'm like, what are you doing? It's me on the list. They got him on the list. I was like, all right, good. As long as you didn't mess that up.
No, absolutely. And Peyton Manning for sure deserves to be on this list. You kidding me? It's Peyton Manning. If anybody deserves a first ballot Hall of Fame to be in a first ballot Hall of Famer, it's Peyton Manning. Absolutely. Now, I believe, look, Nate, I named 7 of them. I think I'm missing one. I think I'm missing a player. I named John Lynch. I named Drew Pearson, Tom Flores, Faneca. I think I'm missing a player. For some reason, I feel like I'm missing a player. No, I think I got them all, actually. Calvin Johnson, Charles Woodson. Yeah, I think I got them all. All right, so I guess I got them all. I thought I only named 7. That's on me. I named all 8. I talked about Drew Pearson. I talked about Tom Flores. I talked about Alan Faneca. Talked about John Lynch, Calvin Johnson, Charles Woodson, and Peyton Manning. That's all 8, right?
Bill Nunn.
All right, let's talk about Bill Nunn for a second. Again, another guy I'm not too familiar with, you know? Let's look at him real quick. Bill Nunn. Bill Nunn he was a sports writer and a newspaper editor for and an American football scout for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me talk about Bill Nunn for a second, okay? Because I didn't know too much about I really never heard the name before, to be honest with you. But here's the one thing what I just read. For a guy to be an editor and a sports writer and be part of a newspaper, right? And to also be an NFL scout, that's kind of rare. You know what I'm saying? That's very rare. And for that, I mean, that versatility that he had, I just got to thank him. You know what I'm saying? I just got to thank him for it because now now it makes me really think like, wow, maybe I could do what he just did. You know what I'm saying? And so I like to thank him for broadening my horizons. And again, congratulations for him being in the Hall of Fame. And I'll give it to you, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to everybody on this Hall of Fame list. Um, everybody on here, a few names that I'm not familiar with is Bill Nunn, like you said. Alan Faneca, I'm not really familiar with that name either. Obviously, they had great mentality, so obviously they're on this list for a reason. You obviously know, man. Peyton Manning still haunts my dreams. Like just like how Drew Pearson haunts you, Peyton Manning still haunts me. Come on, guys, you all know why he haunts me. I mean, I don't even have to say it. But I'm really happy for everybody on this list. Calvin Johnson is one of my favorite players, all time. I love that man, dude. Um, I wish he had a Super Bowl under his belt, but unfortunately, the Lions are the Lions, and his season was cut short. I'm pretty sure he retired early due to injuries. But there was so many reasons why he could have retired, but I think it was because of injuries. Um, John Lynch, another one. He was a great defensive player. Um, and Charles Woodson, Charles Woodson was great, obviously with the Packers and the Raiders. And the only reason why I know Drew Pearson is courtesy of my mother. That was biggest Dallas Cowboys fan you'll ever meet. Ugh. But yeah, with that said, congratulations to everybody on this list. They all deserve it. And I'm excited to see who's going to be in the Hall of Fame next year.